So we are looking at how you can be able to test disinfectants to know the amount of that disinfectant that will be so effective. So you can say to know the required effective dilution. Okay, so I want to use a disinfectant, so I want to know the amount of this disinfectant. That would be nice, that will be very effective. Okay, so you should know that testing disinfectants to determine the required effective dilution is just to ensure that what the dilution, the disinfectant, when you use it, it should be just reliable to be able to what kill the microorganisms that you want to use the disinfectant against. Okay, so common standardized methods used in determining the efficacy of a disinfectant against microorganisms, surfaces, and organic loads are as follows. So the first test you can do for a disinfectant to know the amount of it that you use that will be effective is what is known as a phenol coefficient method. So this one, you compare disinfectant killing power to phenol agents. Do you understand? Against standard microorganisms like Salmonella and Staphylococci. So you actually identify the highest dilution of the test agent that kills in a set time, then divide it by the phenol benchmark, which is known as the phenol coefficient. So you compare what phenol can do, what your disinfectant can do, you know. So it's a use historical baseline. It's less commonly used for today, you know. So also we have the dilution test, also known as the carrier test. This one, you determine the minimal dilution that prevents growth. Do you understand? What is the least? Then you can now go a slight level above, so that you know that what it will 100% work. So approach: you dry bacteria on carriers, you expose them to the disinfectants at various dilutions and times. So you are basically checking, for this dilution did it work, for this dilution did it work, for this dilution did it work. So it's widely used for hard surface disinfectants and the rest of it. Okay, sorry, let me okay, so that's just what we got. Then we also have the Dick's diffusion, also known as the Agar test. So screen relative against microbes. Okay, and this one uses the zone of inhibition. So if microorganisms are growing and I pour a disinfectant, how many of those microorganisms are killed? So when those microorganisms are growing and you put a disinfectant, for the place they are killed, you see that the place becomes clear. So they call that the zone of inhibition. Okay, so that's just it. Okay, that's just it for the different methods you can use to know how effective a disinfectant will become or will be.